Then I'ma double up on that, double up on that, and make it double up on that, and make it 20 million. I'ma double up on that, double up on that, and make it double up on that, and make it 20 million.
Okay, stop this. Tell them other girls I took this. I ain't lost it.
Hi, welcome to Silverback Magazine. We've got a very special guest in the studio with us today, a 5-year veteran of the scene, toured all over the US and Europe. Please welcome Baby Blue.
Hi, that's a nice intro. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Adopting the game like it was my own foster. You can see me in the video, don't I? Yes, it's Miss Blue all grown up.
Right now you've got a single, Double Up, produced by my man 90p, featuring Sean J, of course. What was your inspiration for that particular track?
Well, I mean, Nutty produced a beat. I was in the studio with him. We kind of like worked on it together, and it was just like it was a bit dubstep, a bit hip hop, and it just got me hyped. So I was just writing kind of bars. Like it just kind of inspired me to just kind of like, yeah, this is me. I'm going in, like I'm about to come out.
Bro, let me have my seat, cause I'm living my life in 3D. So I stand out, I'm a brand now. Got a double that, no handout. Got the whole equation planned out. Oh, I got the world in the palm of my hand now.
So, speaking, we're going to take a little trip back in time. What's it like flying out to New York to record a track with Estelle, and John Legend? What was that like?
Well, I mean, I went to New York when I was really little, but I didn't remember it. So when I went with Estelle, I was just like amazed. Like I was just looking out the window, all the tall buildings, and just like the vibe in New York was just really inspiring. And I loved it. Like I was just excited as well to be like going to New York to record, and that was kind of like my first experience of traveling for music and stuff. So obviously I was just really excited, and I was very young, so I was just kind of like all starstruck. And obviously John Legend is a big artist, and I've always loved Estelle, so it was great to do a collaboration with both of them, and it was just like a great opportunity for me.
There's something I really want to know. You've released 2 mixtapes, Out of the Blue Volume 1, Out of the Blue Volume 2. There's another mixtape, but look, there's one thing I really want to know. Why is it taking you so long to release an album?
You know what, a lot of people ask me that. It's because I think I really wanted to be in a better situation to release an album, and as well, I don't think I was ready. Like I've always said, I want my first album to be a classic piece of work. I don't want to I think a lot of people throw about the word album, but for me, an album's got to be, like people like Jay-Z and Nas, you talk about their first album like it's their best album, and those are like classic albums that people are still talking about 10, 20 years later. So for me, I just wanted to, even though I've recorded a lot of songs, I think the stuff that I'm doing now is my best work.
So, speaking of the US, can't talk about the US, and the UK without mentioning Estelle. What was it like touring all over the US and Europe with Estelle?
Amazing. Like, I mean, we were going to cities in the middle of just places in the middle of nowhere that have a house of blues, and just like everyone comes out, it's like I was going to places that I'd never even heard of in America, so that was like, and I obviously got to go to loads of different places that I hadn't been to, like I hadn't been to Florida before, so I got to go there, and like loved Miami, and like just went all over America, and then even places in Europe, like I got to see like Milan, and just like all these, just like I just was just like amazed at how many places we were seeing in like the space of a month. Like I mean, it was a different city every day, so the traveling was fun. It was hard work as well, but it was fun, and like I just really enjoyed it. And again, like I learned so much and just met so many new people, and it's just like touring is like one of the best parts of the job, so can't complain about that.
So did you do a lot of shopping?
I wish I did. Not really, to be honest. It's like, I think when you're in and out of places that quickly, all you really do is like go from the plane to the venue, sound check, then do the show, then you leave. It's like, you don't really get to see much of it, but I mean, I did a little bit.
Illegally, we don't like forces. Live on the edge, so I don't do stallers. Baby, if you're broke, trust me, you can't afford us.
So, thinking of touring all over the US and Europe, what place stands out? What performance or what location do you think when you look back, is the place where you think, you know what, I loved it?
Like, my favourite performance was, I wasn't with Estelle, I was by myself. Well, I was with Biggs as well, and we performed in Czech Republic. And that was like my favourite performance so far, because it was just so crazy. Like, the club was ram-packed, and like they were just like such big fans, and like we went and we just like tore the place out, me and Biggs. Like, the place was just like crazy hype in there, and it was just like, it was just one of my favourite shows. It was just such a good vibe, and I love performing in Europe. Like, I performed in Poland not long ago, and that was really good as well. So Europe's just always got like a nice vibe. Obviously it's good to perform in your own in your home, but I mean, going outside and getting a good reaction is just like one of the best feelings. So
knock knock, who's there? Be blue, 3-2, each rap's over your head. Hebrew, we bring back hope to the dead. If we could see you.
So what's it like being a lady MC? Yeah, dominate in a world dominated by men.
Yeah, I mean, for one, it's tough because you have to prove yourself 10 times more if you're a girl. Like, I think people are more interested in kind of like how you look and what you're wearing rather than what your skills are. And whereas guys, they'll just look at your lyrical ability or your flow or whatever. But girls, it's always a lot about image. So you have to like work 10 times more just to be in the same playing field where people respect you as an artist. So it's tough, but at the same time, you stand out more as a girl. Like, there's so many male MCs and that I don't even know. You've got
It's kind of a blur.
Yeah, it's a blur. So like with the girls, it's just kind of like girls stand out because it's rare to have female MCs. So, and then also like we can have more fun with like what we do in videos and stuff and play around with our image a bit more. Like, whereas guys will just be t-shirt, jeans most of the time and a hat. So like,
I think you're referring to me.
That's what I mean. That's what most guys wear, but we can like play around a bit more. But yeah, no, it's tough, but at the same time, I'd rather be a girl than like one of the millions of guys. So.
You won't let it show, no. You say I gotta be a secret. Why I wanna know. Want me to be a silent lover. 'Cause you won't let it show, no. You say I gotta be a secret.
What can we expect from Baby Blue in 2011?
Definitely the album is the most important thing for me right now, which I'm still recording. I'm still in the studio all the time doing new tracks. But I definitely want to bring it out in 2011 because, like you said, it's been a while and people have been waiting for an album. So it's about the album and just loads more material, just like performing a lot. I'm going to be doing some tours in UK and Europe, so definitely see a lot more of Baby Blue in 2011.
Alright, okay. You know what, just to stir the pot a little bit, who do you think is a better producer, Da Vinci or 90p?
You can't. I'm not answering that. No way.
Da Vinci or 90p?
Sorry, I can't do it because like I love them.
Da Vinci. Say Da Vinci or 90p?
I love both those guys. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna answer your question. I think they're both sick. Like, they're both different. They've both got their different styles, and like 90p is really good for certain things, and Da Vinci is really good for others. So. Sorry, I can't. I'm close with both those guys. So.
I'll put to the floor now. If you wanna go slow, that's your call, not me though. I see those lights in front of me. If you wanna fly, then follow me. When you really look at me, tell me what you see. I can see the throne, let me have my seat, 'cause I'm living my life.
When we talk about 2011, I mean, some of the tracks that you're releasing, quite a lot of them, they start off kind of hip-hoppy, and they go sort of dubstep. What genre of music would you classify it? Would you say, what artist are you? Are you a grime artist? Are you a dubstep artist? You're a hip-hop artist?
Do you know what? I just hate all these categories. I just think, like, obviously I've got my own artistic direction. I go into a studio and I just do whatever I'm feeling at the time and like what I think is hot. Like, I'm not going in studio saying you've got to give me a grime track or you've got to give me hip-hop or it's got to be dubstep. But like, I am feeling dubstep at the moment, so you're hearing a bit of an element in that in my tracks. But like, I'd say at heart, if I had to say, it would be like hip hop with a bit of grime, bit of pop. But like, it's really hard to kind of like pigeonhole myself into one genre because I just do what I do and what I love. So I mean, I'll just let the people decide when they hear the album.
What is the name of your album that's coming out in 2011?
To be honest, at the moment I'm going back and forth with a few different names, but I'm not going to lock down one until like I'm listening to the finished product, because I keep going back and forth and changing my mind, so I don't want to say, because I'll probably change my mind again. So it's as yet untitled.
All right, okay. So, but what can we expect from the album?
It's just going to be, you know, like just great songs. Like really, when I'm in the studio, I'm just like, I go in there and producers say, "What's your direction?" I just say, "I just want big songs," because I think like the difference between the UK and America sometimes is that America's just coming out with like these massive songs that when you hear them, it's just like stadium music, and that's really what I want to have. But obviously it's a bit more of an insight into me and what I'm about, because like the mixtapes kind of just show one side of me, which is just like spitting and like bars and just, which is fair enough, but like the album is a bit more personal.
Okay, stop this. Tell them other girls I got this. Nah, I ain't lost it. Got my eye on the prize and I'm taking it hostage. Trust me, I got this. My flow so ill. Doctor, you will never see me still. Got to stay moving, Manchester, Gloucester. Listen, I'll finish any act on your roster. I'm ready to go, Oscar. I'll take you. Put your chips down, babe. I'll raise you. I'm adopting the game like it was my own. Foster, you can see me in the video, don't I? Yes, it's.
Well, you know, I've got to say, many thanks for coming down to the Silverback Studios, you know, spending time with me, myself, Medical Medicz, and of course, Silverback Magazine. Don't forget to check out all of the different articles on www.silverbackmagazine.com, but you knew that already, right? Many thanks.
It's going down right now. Silverback, we on fire. I'm a player, not a fighter. Let the bassline take you higher. No, mister, can't hear the whispers, ain't on my system. I must have missed them. Oh well then, I can't help them. When I hear the noise, I go tell them. Yo, this is Baby Blue. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and go check out www.silverbackmagazine.com.
Then I'ma double up on that, double up.